The effect of cortisol on brain synapse. Cortisol is a hormone that is released by the body in response to stress, and it has been found to have a profound effect on the brain, specifically on the way that synapses function. A long time ago, I was a concrete delivery driver and have found some similarities between spilled concrete and the chemicals released in the brain due to trauma. When an individual experiences trauma, their body releases cortisol in response to the stress. Chronic exposure to cortisol can have a detrimental effect on the brain, causing a coating to form on the brain synapse. This coating can make it more difficult for the synapse to function properly, disrupting the normal flow of information in the brain. Similarly, when concrete is spilled on the ground, it can create a coating that is difficult to penetrate, disrupting the natural flow of water and nutrients in the soil. The impact of early therapy. Therapy can be a powerful tool in helping individuals overcome the impact of cortisol on the brain synapse. In the first 6 months after experiencing trauma, therapy can be likened to cleaning fresh spilled concrete. Just as it is easier to remove fresh spilled concrete before it has hardened, therapy in the early stages after trauma can help to prevent the formation of a permanent coating on the brain synapse. Therapy can help individuals learn coping strategies and address the negative emotions and memories associated with the trauma, preventing them from becoming entrenched in the brain. The impact of late therapy. However, after 6 months, the brain synapse may have formed a more permanent coating, making it more difficult to reverse the effects of cortisol on the brain. In this sense, therapy in the later stages of trauma can be compared to dealing with hardened concrete. Just as it is more difficult to remove hardened concrete, therapy after 6 months may be less effective in reversing the effects of cortisol on the brain. Nonetheless, therapy can still be helpful in promoting healing and managing symptoms. Therapy can help individuals learn to live with their trauma and its impact on their lives. This can include developing positive coping strategies, learning to manage symptoms, and finding ways to connect with others. While it may not be possible to completely reverse the effects of cortisol on the brain after 6 months, therapy can still provide important support to those who are struggling with the impact of trauma. In conclusion, the impact of cortisol on the brain synapse and concrete on the ground share some similarities in terms of the way that they can disrupt the natural flow of information and resources. Early therapy in the first 6 months after experiencing trauma can help to prevent the formation of a permanent coating on the brain synapse, while therapy after 6 months may be less effective in reversing the effects of cortisol on the brain. Nonetheless, therapy can still provide important support to those who are struggling with the impact of trauma, helping them to develop positive coping strategies and find ways to connect with others.